Lenme is a peer-to-peer lending platform that allows borrowers to access funds quickly and easily. But before you decide to buy into it, there are a few things you should know. Whether you're looking for personal loans or considering it as an investment option, it's important to weigh the pros and cons. In this video, I'll share 7 key things you need to know before committing to Lenme. And by the end, you'll have a clear picture of whether it's the right choice for you. First up, Lenme's approach to lending is different from traditional financial institutions. Unlike banks, Lenme connects individual lenders directly with borrowers, which means the application process is usually faster and more flexible. But here's the catch. Since you're borrowing or lending from individuals, the rates can vary and there's no standard pricing model. This can be a pro or a con depending on your perspective, especially when compared to other platforms like Lending Club, which offers more structure but might take longer to process loans. Next thing to consider is the borrower eligibility criteria. Lenme does not require a perfect credit score, which is appealing to those who might have been rejected by traditional lenders. However, this also means you might face higher interest rates or different repayment terms. You need to keep in mind that if you're a borrower with a low credit score, you might end up paying more for your loan compared to the competitive rates offered by banks or some credit unions. The third thing you should know is the security and reliability of the platform. While Lenme is generally regarded as safe, it doesn't have the same regulatory oversight as traditional financial institutions. So, there is some risk involved, especially compared to competitors like Upstart, which has more robust consumer protection policies in place. That said, Lenme does offer features like credit score monitoring and fraud detection, but you'll want to be aware of any potential vulnerabilities. The fourth thing is how the platform makes money. For investors, Lenme charges a fee for each loan, which is deducted from the repayment. This means as an investor, you're not just getting your principal back, but you're also paying a fee to the platform. It's an important consideration if you're thinking of using Lenme as a source of passive income, as fees can eat into your returns over time. When comparing this to something like Prosper, which also charges fees, it's important to consider how those fees impact your total investment return. Now, the fifth thing to keep in mind is the repayment process. Lenme offers flexible repayment schedules, but that flexibility can also be a double-edged sword. For borrowers, it means you can adjust your payments if needed, but for lenders, this can lead to delays in receiving payments. The way Lenme handles late payments and defaults might not be as clear-cut or as protected as with other platforms like Peerform, which is more stringent on enforcement. The sixth thing to know is that Lenme has a growing borrower base, which means there's a large pool of potential loans you can invest in. However, the more popular it gets, the more competition there will be for lenders. This can be good or bad, depending on your perspective, because while more borrowers are seeking loans, it could also drive up interest rates. Compared to a more niche platform, like Funding Circle, you may find it harder to secure higher returns if there's too much competition for loans. The seventh and final thing to know about Lenme is its transparency. While it provides information about loan performance, it's not always as detailed as you might expect from more established players in the lending industry. That being said, if you're comfortable doing your own research and tracking your loans manually, you might not mind this. But for some, the lack of in-depth reporting could be a deal breaker when compared to platforms that offer more extensive loan history and metrics. If you're interested in giving Lenme a try, be sure to check the first link in the description. You can get the best offer for the product, and even better, you can test it completely free. Don't miss out on these exclusive benefits. So there you have it. 7 things you need to know about Lenme before diving in. If you want to explore how Lenme can work for you, click the first link below for your best free trial and start using the platform today.